Instagram had about 3,000% increase in reach, 1,000% increase in engagement, and 83% increase in the followers.
Hit it, boys.
Welcome back to episode 4 of Leap. I am very adamant on continuing the conversation about Leap, and for those of you who are absolutely new here, Leap is the show that's documenting the process of building this startup, NITC Media. This episode is specifically a follow-up to episode 3, in which I sought feedback from people who are watching the channel, and I just want to give you guys an update because we are on day 30 of the 60 days that I've promised to do daily vlogs in. So during this feedback session that I just mentioned, I got a lot of helpful information from it, not the least of which that apparently I need to lose weight, but that's a separate conversation. Anyway, the most important things that I got out of it is that I needed to make the videos more consistent, needed to make shorter content, and then the last one is that I needed to vlog again. So that's what we ended up doing. That's why I started doing the 60 days of daily vlogging, and we're now on day 30 of the 60 days. So now, because we're halfway through, I wanted to give you guys an update. So I've divided this conversation to 3 buckets to make it simple for you guys. The first one is about the platforms, the second one is about the content, and then the third one is just changes that I'm making for the next 30 days. Okay, so let's start with the good news. The metrics are looking great. So we're doing a good job, guys. So that's everyone involved deserves a clap. The platform with the most engagement and growth was obviously Instagram. Instagram had about 3,000% increase in reach, 1,000% increase in engagement, and 83% increase in the followers. So all in all, obviously there's very, very clear growth. The most interesting part of this whole process though is that the engagement is honestly very, very incredible, because generally speaking, engagement is about 2% for social media. And if an account is doing really well, they're going to have a 10% engagement rate. And I'm averaging 20%, which is incredible. And that shows that you guys are really connecting with the content. You're really connected with how real this is. You know, I'm not here trying to become an influencer, nothing against these guys. It's just not what I'm trying to do. And you're really connecting with how raw and real this whole process is. So that is extremely important to me. And I promise you, this will never, ever change. So next up is YouTube. YouTube also had some growth. I'm really interested in YouTube. I think it's going to be here a lot longer than Facebook. And it's obviously the most important platform for creators. So, okay. So far I've had about 2,400 views on YouTube, and I had about a 30% increase in my general watch time, which is right now about 60 or so hours. Another good news is that 40% of my watch time and my followers are actually coming from YouTube recommending my videos to other people, which means that the algorithm likes the kind of videos that I'm producing. If I keep this going, YouTube will theoretically continue to grow. Okay, so we get it. The metrics are healthy. Let's talk about the bad news. So the most surprising metric to me was actually from the platform with the most subscribers, which is Facebook. So Facebook has about 14,000 people on it, and the engagement is almost non-existent. People are telling me that they're not getting the videos to their newsfeed. They have to go and look for the videos themselves, and the general metrics are just not very healthy. So obviously this necessitates change. The second thing is that LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok have seen the least growth. Again, we'll get back to that. The other bad news is that despite the growth on Instagram and on YouTube, I am nowhere near where I want to be right now. And I'm obviously comparing myself to 2017, and these are unfair comparisons because there's obviously a lot of different variables between the two, but I don't want to bore you with the details. Let's just say that I'm right now not as happy with where I am on my first 30 days as I was on my first 30 days when I was doing it in 2017, all else being equal. The second point I want to talk about is the content. I've experimented with so many different styles. They just had one thing in common. They're all positive, informative, and people-based. And one of the most important things that I've been trying to do is maintaining an open conversation with you guys. I've been all up in your DMs asking you every single time what's working, what's not working, like if there's anything you want me to change. I've been listening very intently and also noticing your actions through engagement. So the content is not really changing. I'm going to keep it up, and if there's anything that I missed, please let me know. But so far from the comments that I've gotten, it doesn't look like you guys want me to change anything substantive about the content. So with all this in mind, let's talk about the actual changes that I'm implementing. So in terms of the platforms themselves, I'm not changing much. I'm going to keep everything except for Twitter. Even though some of them are not showing positive results, I believe that they will. So we're keeping them for now. What I really need to focus on is TikTok. It's getting its own separate videos now. I'm going to start focusing a lot on content for TikTok and Reels because I really believe that that's where I should be right now. And I think that it's going to help a lot with the channel. So in terms of content, one of the things that I'm going to make is that I'm going to start going live a lot more often. That's right. Whatever the heck I'm doing in that moment, whether we're talking about something that's happening around the world or a topic that you guys want me to talk about or anything, but I'm going to start going live a lot more often. And just to clarify, I'm continuing to make the 3.5 long content just because this is the mark where I can monetize it. I don't want to bug you guys with the details. Okay, and finally, here are the most general changes that I'm making, but super important for you guys to know. First and foremost, the time of posting. I'm not going to post at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time anymore. I'm going to post at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The stats are telling me that people are most active on Instagram from 9 to 1 p.m. I want to make sure that I post it before people start being active on the platform. I'm scrapping the subtitles from my videos, and there's a reason for that. I'll make a separate video about it, but for now, I'm not making subtitles anymore. Last but not least, I'm going to take finding a team and finding sponsors extremely seriously because I've been on and off about it, but right now, I really need to focus on this 100%. That's the update for today. Let's reconvene again in 30 days to discuss how these updates affected the growth, and I'm so excited to see what happens in 30 days. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on episode 5 of Leap.